And this is both from prescription pain pills such as hydrocodone, OxyContin, Percocet, Vicodin, morphine, and then your street drug heroin.
Morphine, codeine, oxycodone, hydrocodone, hydromorphone, fentanyl.
The other opioids that we're seeing are hydrocodone and oxycodone. They're prescription painkillers that are commonly used in the United States.
The doctor prescribed a medication called hydrocodone.
How many of you ended up getting something like morphine or codeine or hydrocodone or OxyContin? Yeah.
Doctors started prescribing more painkillers like oxycodone and hydrocodone to try to treat pain.
Opioids are a class of drugs used to treat pain and range from heroin, an illegal opioid, to prescription painkillers like oxycodone, hydrocodone, and morphine.
Particular kinds of drugs: hydrocodone, oxycodone, morphine, codeine, heroin.
Bottle of oxycodone, hydrocodone, where out of pocket, they may pay $50 to $100 per visit.
Cocaine, methamphetamine, hydrocodone, various anti-anxiety drugs.
Still familiar opioids like oxycodone and hydrocodone.
Commonly prescribed opioids include hydrocodone, oxycodone, morphine, and fentanyl.
Opiate medications like hydrocodone, like oxycodone.
Are opioid medications. Morphine, oxycodone, hydromorphone are some of the most commonly used ones.
Use of heroin and other legal opioids like hydrocodone and oxycodone.
A mixture of oxycodone, hydrocodone, and alprazolam, the anti-anxiety drug known as Xanax, with his death ruled as an accident.
98% of the world's supply of hydrocodone is consumed in the United States.
Jeff refilled MY's prescriptions for Percocet and Valium and gave him a new one for hydrocodone.
OxyContin or hydrocodone or Percocet or Adderall or Xanax. They're now taking fentanyl in the US, fentanyl powder, and they're hiding it in other drugs like cocaine, like heroin, like methamphetamine.
Of oxycodone and hydrocodone just in the past year.
These days, OxyContin, oxymorphone, hydrocodone, hydromorphone.
Specifically pain relievers, such as hydrocodone, also called Vicodin, and oxycodone or Percocet.
So Vicodin is Tylenol and hydrocodone, immediate acting, but hydrocodone is not as strong as oxycodone. So Percocet is stronger than Vicodin. They both have Tylenol, it's just the opiate is stronger.
Opioid, let's say it's morphine, and then you decide to take a different opioid, like hydrocodone, you will be tolerant to that other medication too, because they're very similar, and your system has kind of already seen it.
But listen up if you have chronic pain and take opioid medications like hydrocodone or oxycodone. Long-term opioid use is associated with developing or worsening depression because it alters the connections between the neurons in your brain.
20th century, drug companies created a slew of synthetic substances similar to these opiates, including heroin, hydrocodone, oxycodone, and fentanyl. Whether synthetic or derived from opium, these compounds are collectively known as opioids.
Some semi-synthetic opioids that you may have heard of include hydrocodone, which is in Vicodin, oxycodone, which is in OxyContin, and heroin. Heroin is also a semi-synthetic opioid. Something many people don't realize is that the effects that heroin produces in the brain are indistinguishable from the effects produced by hydrocodone and oxycodone.